Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Section 214 of BT Lines podcast. I'm your host, Ascent, and I'm just here with my co-host, Hammer, today. Unfortunately, JS
What's up?
couldn't make it for today because he's busy working. He was going to be available for tomorrow, but because of how this game went and because it's my birthday tomorrow, I don't want to ruin my birthday night talking about what just happened today because I made the executive
Yeah,
decision to say we're gonna get all this out of the way right now because like this, the Lions, we thought they went super low when they lost the Argos last 2 weeks ago, and they had a bye week to think about that, and then they go ahead and do this. It's
that
just
was an inexcusable loss, an
another one
absolutely
like in a
nuclear
slew of
meltdown.
them. Yeah,
We said last week we don't know what to expect from this team anymore, which is not a good thing. And well, what we should be expecting now is big collapses because this is the third or fourth time we've had a huge lead this season and we've just pissed it away. It's just
and it's
disgraceful.
all to
It was
Eastern
bad.
teams really, like because I did mention to you that the one like minor silver lining is at least we're not doing this to Western teams that will have like a direct impact on our playoff chances. But at this point, losing the East teams is going to be direct chances of missing the playoffs too. Like it's having an effect on that. Right? It's ridiculous.
We have sunk
Uh,
this far down the standings. We are fighting for the number six spot for the crossover to the point where these bad Eastern teams are completely spanking us at the end of these games. We are playing down to our competition. Like these are the
and
games we have to win. And just what's going to happen when we play Calgary twice in 2 weeks or Saskatchewan later in the
Toronto
year? How much
again,
hope? Yeah,
because like they can absolutely go like as low. Well, it's just every time they lose, it gets even worse. We're feeling even worse about the team this year than
mm,
before, right? And it's just yeah, our morale, as you can tell, it's like on a pretty much an all-time low this year. It's just as bad as it was 2 weeks ago against Toronto, giving up 50 plus points to them. And then we go in and now Ottawa was the new worst team in the league, and then they came back against us now. So it's like then BC should be the worst team in the league by the end of the season, right? Really, it's just the
yeah.
way they've been losing these games, right? I think it's safe to say we're like telegraphing to the end of the year, but I'll be shocked if we don't become the worst team in the league by the end of the season because, then Edmonton can overpass us even, right? Because it's just, uh,
That seems about right, really, because these are team. If we lose to Ottawa next week, there's a chance that we could be worst in the league next week. And I think we're at the point where we could call this season over because there's no coming back from this, really.
and I
We're,
was
we're-
saying that, we have to be swept by Ottawa in order to say the season's over. And now I'm at the very precipice, but I got like 1 foot off the cliff right now, right? Just,
mm,
and,
you're going to the game next week,
I'm going to the game
and
next week, and that's my birthday gift for that. And like,
boy,
man, and and when we get into the game recap, I mean, we will say that something incredible happened that we thought we would never see
mm,
in this year, and it was
yeah,
ruined.
so sad
It
about
went
that,
all
honestly.
downhill after that, and honestly, we were glad that JF is not here to watch the game right that with us because he would have been
Had we
probably
won the
stress eating
game,
so much ice cream, right?
oh yeah,
Uh,
he's probably not seen the score yet. So lucky him, he only gets to see
lucky
the
him,
final score. We got to
he
watch the
gets
whole game.
he gets to live in ignorant
Good Lord.
bliss, maybe. And
I
yeah,
just want to say, because my head is steaming right now. I am mad.
yeah,
You can see by our shirts, Chargers, Eagles, our NFL teams, the only two NFL teams to have won games this season. But my mood is completely killed. I can't be happy.
yeah, and
I
the
was happy for a few
Orioles.
minutes after that, but.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I'm wearing the Orioles hat because at least an orange team won today.
Big
My,
walk-off win.
no, walk up when I get the defending World Series champion Dodgers, so I'm like, oh, that's impressive. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, I choose to. We're going to be wearing winning teams, but we're going to be talking about a losing team. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
I just want to get like heading into my birthday tomorrow. I just want to enjoy it. And of course, the day after, I'll be seeing you at a restaurant at a old
Oh,
spaghetti
that'll be fun.
factory in New Westminster for birthday party. So yeah,
I'm excited for that. And also later
yeah.
this month, I'll be seeing you at First and Now for the first
Person, no.
time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Even if fortunes
Oh
aren't very
God.
good for the
Oh
Lions,
God.
I hope
Yeah.
they're
Oh
com
God.
Yeah, I know
I
that's
want
what.
to I want to know what Matt Baker thinks about the way the season's going, right? uh, and the Moj, right? Like the radio play-by-play guy, like those guys, man. Uh, I'm sure they've seen a bunch of these seasons where BC has just been like totally collapsing down the stretch, right? And
Yeah.
it just feels the worst, right? Uh, So yeah, I guess to go into yeah, I guess again, I guess that long intro out of the way,
It feels
yeah,
like we've already been
uh,
doing a gut check.
it
But
feels
yeah,
like a
keep
hybrid
going.
intro gut check. But yeah, I think there was a couple things I do want to talk about for the gut check before we get into the statistics. So for one thing, as you said, the Eastern teams, you know,
Mhm.
both well, Toronto last week and now Ottawa today. Uh, Yeah, now they're both like sitting like a one win behind us, along with Edmonton. All right, so grand scheme of things, this is like BC is absolutely not helping themselves at all. Right, it feels like it's been forever since I put on my Lions jersey for a recording. Right,
That was my
I've had to.
birthday. That was ages
Yeah,
ago.
your birthday that was a win, but yeah, mine
That was
it just couldn't continue. Right, um, yeah, we're just.
so
Yeah, now
so the big
and yeah, big
should I
picture.
talk this? The big
Yep,
thing is the defense. Yeah, so that's the big story. The big picture,
leave
we're kind of screwed.
Mike
But
Benavides on the tarmac.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you want to, the big picture of the defense, are we the worst defense in CFL history? Maybe, because we're averaging 28 points a game. Yet another game that we have scored 30 or more points, 33 today, and we lose. We cannot hold
N-
on to leads. So
normal
we
teams should win when they score more than 30 points every game, right?
teams should
Just
win if they give up 3 points in the first half.
and
And
yeah,
also the amount of penalties. This was bound to shoot us in the foot at some point. And not
yeah.
just the amount of penalties we're taking, but the manner that we're doing it, like unnecessary roughness calls after the play ends, like in the final drive of the game, bunch of
I
misconduct penalties.
I thought Jalen Carter was like the spirit of Jalen Carter was like infiltrating the Lions defense, and he was because you know what I'm
Oh
talking about,
God,
right?
I do know what you're talking.
No,
The funny
well,
thing, I
those
started watching that game after 6 seconds, and it was like, what happened?
yeah, well, I mean, I say that, and I can imagine like a Lion player getting ejected for spitting on someone, but just the way the defense keeps committing these dumb penalties at
Yeah,
inopportune times, and they're just not doing themselves any favors at all, right? It's just like if I'm Nathan Rourke, I am just letting loose on the defense. Like, what? Come on, guys, really? Right? I mean, I
letting.
said that mildly, but I imagine it was like a lot more swears, and I'm trying to like calm my swears down for this recording. But yeah, the whole game, I was just. I even went to my dad, like I talked about the choke, and both of us were just going off, like, and when, uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
my dad and I just looked at each other, just like, of course,
what
because
more?
this happened so many times now. I think this is what we're expecting.
How much more
Um,
pain can we take in these next 2 months
mhm.
right now? Right?
6 games
Apparently, a
left. I
lot.
don't think we have. don't have a lot more optimism left in me. And that's the sad part because you've got a
Yeah,
game you're going to. We got first to now, and there's also the Aluminium number retirement night
yeah, number
later on, and I
retirement
want to
coming
go
up.
to that game.
Yeah,
So I want to go to the game, but also there's a game that I got to watch. So yeah, I'm unhappy. I want to point out one more thing on the defense. I guess we could say this through the stats, but Edwards Cooper, I think it's time he gets cut. Should leave him in Ottawa
yeah,
because the amount of penalties, dumb penalties he has taken all year, and especially in this game, has cost
and
us.
especially in the fourth quarter,
Hmm.
uh, yeah, it's just I. It's funny, like in the Eagles game yesterday, there was a I forgot his name. I think it starts with an A, but there was a defender that Eagles fans were like, they were wanting to cut him immediately in week one, and I'm going like, oh, maybe I should have done that for Edwards Cooper. And well, he
Hmm.
wasn't too bad in the first half of the season, but yeah, now it's been like very noticeable that he's been often costing the defense as shoddy as they are. Like it's even worse when you get penalized and it's conversions for first downs, right? It just kind of signaling him out a little bit when it's like a whole deep, like and it feels like, yeah, Cotto Jr. Ever since he made that great interception in Hamilton game, it was just like he's at like a high he's at like one of the high points of the defense with very few, but uh he did make a couple of he did make one. I did do remember he did make one really good deflection, but yeah, it's just he's been pretty much figured out along with a lot of others, right? And
Yeah, there was
Matthew
one
Betts
moment
especially.
in the Toronto game, Carter Jr. got completely cooked by the receiver,
Yeah,
and yeah, I don't
just
want that interception to blind my view of him, but it's been rough for
yeah,
everyone. Again, I don't want to
yeah,
single out
we're
players.
just yeah, we're just like searching for someone on the someone on the defense for once to step up and always been doing that with his tackling. Like he's also the leader in tackles. You mentioned
Mhm.
on our offense we have league leaders in that respect, but always also leading the league in tackles. But it's kind of only another small silver lining, right? No season when it's just overall it's just the defense has been sieves in second
I'm just
halves, right?
a little more frustrated as you just mentioned the league leaders part. I think I'm noticing my face is a bit red because I'm pretty unhappy. We
And
have
my
the league
shirt is
leader.
damp.
It's- we have the league leader in passing yards, receiving yards, rushing
Rushing,
yards,
lead
and
tackling,
lead tackler.
best
We're
offense.
wasting this. Like this is an elite offensive season. We're completely putting it to waste. And I don't know, are we seeing the window close? That's always the fear.
And
Because you
what
can't just go into the offseason and say, oh, we need to try again. But a lot needs to change this offseason. We've been going on a downward spiral every season for
yep.
the last four.
This feels
So
like a this feels like uh well in Canucks terminology, Bruce Boudreau like last season before he got you know kicked off in the middle of the season. But I can only wish like somebody on the coaching staff's got to go, right? And know
yeah.
who. Uh, yeah, and
But
I
Pierce
was
by no
also
means has been good at all. He's
yeah, and
not
I was
been an
also
improvement.
yeah, and I was also gonna say that you mentioned that we've been getting progressively worse every year. I mean, we started out with well, 2021 was a bad year, but we had like hope because Ward did come in the
Yep.
last game. He did play pretty good, and then 2022 and 23 is what the top was final two to getting destroyed by the Bombers, and then last year was inconsistent season. It was just we were put down by Saskatchewan pretty easily, and now this is just like we're threatening to fall out of the playoff entirely. Like the Phillies
It's just
in the late 2000s and early 2010s, right? uh, they had
don't want any more of those years. Completely
yeah.
dull years.
Uh, so yeah, I guess let's just continue to relive the pain by getting into like the nitty-gritty of what made this loss especially brutal. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna have you and JF do to beat these guys, but yeah, again, JF is a viewer,
No.
so you you even wrote the stats in for BC for me, right?
Mhm.
Because that was
Yeah.
I
And having
appreciate that.
contribute to the document very much. So I should keep doing that. I also want to point out we would have done this recording tomorrow night if we'd won the game. And well, also we were gonna if we agreed that it we would do it tomorrow night with JS if it was a blowout or something. Um, but yeah,
It
no,
was
like
very
we
close to
want
being a
to
blowout, right?
get the pain over with now. We don't want to.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
want to
anyway,
ruin my birthday tomorrow by talking about this. So,
I'm losing my words. Anyway, stats. On quarterback, Rourke, he went 22 for 32 for 284 yards, so almost a 300-yard
just
game
under
again.
300. Yeah,
Yeah,
again, not
let's
much fault. No.
one touchdown, two interceptions, averaging 8.9 per throw, longest being 51, and then 29 rushing yards on four carries, his longest being 13. Running back stats, James Butler, our very own, 18 carries for 77 yards with one touchdown, averaging 4.2, with his longest run being 12. Not his strongest game, and one catch for 12 yards. Receiver, Keon Hatcher, perfect again, 5 for 64 yards, averaging 12.8, longest being 19. McInnes, 7 for 10 for 148 yards. Great game today.
There's a never wasted game, right? Just a great game from McInnes, right? Uh,
Good to see it. It feels like every game we've had a receiver pop off, and it's not been him too much this year, despite his big season last year. It's good to see him going. It's
mhm.
one touchdown, 21.1 average. Um, Aiden Everhart,
Aberhart,
three catches, four targets for
not as
20
good.
yards.
Just
No, that's not in character for him.
no.
Um, Barry Hill, 5 for 7 for 30 yards, averaging six. Batoy, 1 for 3 for 10 yards. He got hurt at one point, but he did come back, which was good.
Yeah,
He's
thankfully, I was scared that he was going to be out of the game, the rest of the game, what the injury looked like. But yeah, he's back. But
yeah,
uh,
he has had a few scares lately. Anyway,
yep.
defense, four sacks on defense from
Well,
Tavai, Edwards,
we're
Cooper, Moore, and now can you pronounce that name for me? I'm not
yeah,
gonna butcher it.
Lolio, I think, but
Lolio.
Lolio. Well, yeah, we'll say it like that. But yeah, again, we're going to be criticizing the defense so much, and they got 4 sacks.
I know.
Again, a normal team should win when they have 4 sacks, right, or more. Uh,
It's it's mostly the throw coverage that's just been horrible, and also the scheme that they're playing.
the scheming, and it's once again it was just like the Toronto game. They were just getting constantly burnt on zone coverage plays, and to do that with combining with the prevent defense and the fourth, it was just
Prevent
it just
defense was brutal.
yeah, and no INTs.
Yeah. One
Been a
turnover
bit
on
been a bit.
downs,
Yep, that
but
was
that was at
on
the end of the game.
near the end of the game. Yeah, that was when we thought, okay, they should win this, right? So,
Mm.
uh, man,
I spoke too soon. I thought that they would have had it, but
I
anyway.
didn't. I didn't. I still said, like, even after that turnover, I still thought Ottawa still had the chance to win this game, right? And
Mm.
oh man, I hate being a doomer, but it's like how I keep being proven right about that. It's just in the moment, I just uh and oh yeah, the secondary guys, you saw like our way again led the team with tackles for 8, Woods with 7, July with 6, and the rest of the team less than 5.
My head is steaming right now. Alway leading the league in tackles still. Sean White went 4 for 5 on field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points, and that one
Yeah,
miss was when it
missing
mattered the
that one
most.
miss was critical. Yeah, that was. He still had a pretty good game, but yeah, just that one miss, it's just icing and just the nail in the coffin for the team. Right? Like that's the myth at the worst time. Right?
I was gonna
He was
say icing on the cake in chat, but I didn't want to like say that because because of what's going on tomorrow.
Hmm.
It felt hard. Meyer, 6 punts, averaging 45.3 yards, longest being 62. And lucky number seven, McGee,
Okay.
777, hit the jackpot tonight. Um, the yards don't matter because he got a punt return touchdown for the first time in
For
Section 214
93-yard
podcast
punt return
history.
touchdown. Yes.
93 yards. What a run. Um, Amazing moment. It's,
Yeah, in that moment, I was screaming my head off. I was
oh
going,
my God.
finally, the curse is broken. It's,
Oh, the dinner table went crazy.
yeah,
We're like, oh my God.
you're hearing that. I'm going, oh, oh my goodness. Uh,
Yeah,
just,
I would love to relive that moment
yeah,
because, man, we waited so long for
that
it.
was that was the high point of our the game. Right, it just, uh, and since then it was
McGee,
just, yeah, well, and yeah, he had like a total of 107 yards for like seven punt returns, five kickoffs. But yeah, again, the 93-yard punt return, that was like
it's
the
possible. It happened.
it happened. We finally have our special teams touchdown that we've been hoping
Yeah.
on for a year and a half, right? And it's
And
been
more.
2 years since we had one of those, right? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
they they gave us a gift only to immediately lace that with arsenic for the rest of the game.
It gave us a
Yeah,
nickname for him, like number seven.
yeah, I'm happy for McGee about that one. Like, with special teams, also outside that touchdown, like, with special teams wasn't too bad either. They were getting, well, it was because it was stormy weather in Ottawa too, right? And that helped McGee,
Yeah.
automatically get into decent range for the offense, right? But still,
Well, off topic, but have the Red Blacks ever played a game with good weather? Because I feel like they've not.
against us, right? It feels
I
like
guess, yeah.
every time we play Ottawa, yeah, it is stormy games. I remember one, and also in September as well, because we always play in early September.
Mhm.
Feels like that, right? But yeah, and actually also another thing coming into the game, BC had won against Ottawa 9 out of 10 times until, well, yeah, today. But yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
just Ottawa finally getting a win against us, right? But anyways, we'll just finish off with the Ottawa stats. Speaking of, and then we're gonna stop the recording, and then we'll reload for the recap. So yeah, I'll say Crum. He had, he was pretty pedestrian in the first half, and then he exploded in the second half. I mean, they call it a crumb back,
Run back.
right? He went 24 for 32 for 301 yards. They just got over the 300-yard mark. Probably with that last touchdown to get the lead, right? Um, yeah, one touchdown, passing touchdown, zero interceptions, 9.4 average per throw, and 69 rushing yards. Nice on 8 carries
Nice.
and two touchdowns, averaging 8.6 yards. So yeah, there was, and again, there was a few times where Crum was just easily running around the defense and constantly getting first down conversions, right? He actually had more running yards than Sandback,
Wow.
right?
That's pretty good.
Sandback, I
I
thought
noticed,
Sandback was going to be in for like a revenge game against us too, but yeah,
mhm.
I know what you were saying.
Crum was very mobile all game. Like that's the type of quarterback he is. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he was basically the same thing when he came back against Winnipeg last year as well. But yeah, again, Stanback, like he had he specialized in running, yet he only had 9 carries for 27 yards, but he did have a touchdown, but it was in the short yardage and
Mhm.
three on average, and his longest one was 16 yards, and he also packed on two catches and three targets for 21 yards. So yeah, and then out of a boy, he had one carry for 12 yards. So yeah, yeah, Crum had like the more running yards than his running backs combined, which is insane. It's just
Yes.
that is the fireable stat, Rick Maiden, right? uh, come on. And yeah, and then in the receivers, like Pimpleton had the most productive. game for Ottawa. Like none of the Ottawa receivers had 100-yard games, but it didn't matter like in the end, like 'cause they still won. But
Pimpleton on that final drive, I just got so mad hearing his name because he sealed it off pretty much. He won the game for Ottawa on that final drive.
and he couldn't have done that against Winnipeg. Well, he was gonna do that. Ottawa was gonna do that against Winnipeg, but then they let him score that game-winning field goal, and then yeah, it's just twist cruel fate that Pimpleton goes off on us and actually contributes to a win uh, instead. So yeah, he went 7 for 10 for 95 yards, 14 on average, and his longest catch was that 52-yard catch near the end of the game. Hardy went 4 for 7 for 64 yards and 16 at average, and his longest was 29, but no touchdowns for the both of them. So yeah, Hardy definitely had a couple of drops that were CD Lamb like, if you know what I mean. Like he did have easy catches that he dropped, but it was still did okay in terms of pure yardage. And Addison had went for 3 for 3 for 39 yards, no touchdowns, 13 on average, and his longest catch was 25. Geno Lewis, one of the premier receivers, only had like 3 catches on 5 targets for 31 yards and 1 touchdown, 10 average, and his longest was 17, and then White was 2 for 20. So yeah, no. Yeah, Pimpleton was good when they needed him the most, but no mind-blowing 100-plus-yard game because they didn't need it, right? If they just did a combination of run and pass, or quarterback run and pass, and that's all they
Efficient
needed.
game.
Yep.
Also return touchdowns. Yeah, the pick six.
And yeah, well, no, it wasn't. No, there wasn't a pick six, but pretty close to it, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you have a defense. They only had the 1 sack from Agley, and then you have a 2 interceptions. So the Cormier one, that was the interception that you didn't see, but I saw because
Mm.
Cormier picked it off, and they downed it at the 6-yard line, right? So it was pretty much. I was pretty much
Basically.
writing it in as a touchdown, anyways, right? Because they were deep in our territory that point. And yeah, no fumbles, no turnover on downs. I, despite all the rain and the windy weather, I'm surprised there was like no fumbles in this game, right?
Hmm.
But there'd be
Yeah.
at least one or two, but no. And then yeah, DBs with sacks and interceptions and 10-plus tackling. Well, Milton and Malden, the fourth, only got 5 tackles, and the team got less than 4 because yeah, I think there were also definitely a lot of 2-and-outs in this game on both sides as well. That's one thing I didn't mention in the intro, but it
First
was
quarter in
quite a
particular, I'll
slog
be
in the first
recapping that.
half. Yep, it was a slog that first half, and got crazy in the second half. So and then yeah, Ward went 2 for 2 on field goals and 2 for 3 on extra points. So it's kind of like the inverse of White stats were, you know, not perfect on White wasn't perfect on field goals, but was perfect on extra points. So it's the inverse. Um, Richie Leone, former Lion, and
Former Lion. Yep.
I still see him on my because I have a poster of the 2015 Lions, and
Oh,
he's in that poster, right? There's like one of the few remaining Lions from 10 years ago. uh, yeah, so Richie Leone had 8 punts, averaging 41 yards, and yeah, and for the special teams for Ottawa, I mean, BC's special teams, I'd give them, I'd honestly give them like an A+ for this game, like because they actually limited Pimpleton decently in this too. But again, it's just faint praise too. So Pimpleton only had 5 return catches on special teams, so that's like 3 punt returns for 55 yards and 2 kickoffs for 24 for a total of 79 yards with an average of 12 for kickoffs and 18 for punt returns. So, didn't go off for a touchdown in this one with our side this time, but yeah. And of course, I added Keelan White also added in a kickoff return for 25 yards. And then for penalties, yeah, we mentioned it
oh,
before.
yeah.
BC
This
had
is
the
where it gets
most
bad.
penalties at the worst times too. They had 9 penalties for 105 yards, and yeah, definitely a majority of those were just like unnecessary roughness and
Mhm.
misconduct fouls. The worst.
I want to
And
reference
Ottawa,
what I said in a previous episode. When we beat Montreal, that zero point 0.2 seconds win game, we had like something like 160 yards in penalties, and we were talking about how timing was a big thing, how we had so many penalties that game, yet it didn't really hurt us in the end. But eventually it
actually
was going to come back and bite us.
in that game, Montreal penalized themselves on that extra point, right?
Mm,
It was that taunting thing that helped us get closer and score the game-winning field goal. But yeah,
yeah.
wasn't meant to be in this one. And Ottawa only got like 5 penalties for 65 yards as well. So yeah, again, it's just yeah, finally, we lose the game when we have more penalties, right? As it should be. But
As it
you
should
gotta
be. Wake up
it's
call,
just
please.
wake up call. Like again, if Mike Benavides is still the defensive coordinator by the 12th next week, you I damn well hope Rick made and you have a good reason for that because we're all saying like this deep this defensive incompetence in terms of penalties has just got to stop, right? And also the
We've had
coverage too. But
we've had
anyways, we're
two
gonna
bye weeks to fire him, but I guess not.
just not a peep. And honestly, at this point, like it might even take me chanting to fire him before he gets the ball on that, right? uh,
Fully support it.
so and yeah, time of possession. I mean, BC only mildly had an increase of time of possession over Ottawa. BC had 30 minutes and 26 seconds, and Ottawa had 29 minutes and 34 seconds. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think that
relatively
was
even.
because it was all the two and outs that were doing that too in the beginning, and then yeah, and and then in the second half, I think well Ottawa started to like dominate the time of possession, right, for their drives, and then us, especially it was especially bad in like the second to last drive for BC after that turnover on downs, and they were playing conservative, right? I was saying like you know trust work, like trust him to get the first down and bleed off more time, right? And yeah, just yeah. So
Giving him his arm.
we're gonna pause it right here, and then when we come back, we're gonna be doing the recap, and then we'll preview next week's Ottawa game as well. So we'll be back in a bit.
What's up, guys? We're back. Time for the game recaps. It was interesting how my cameras changed. I'm not sure how that happened, but I think it looks clearer now. Um,
Good.
but yeah, we'll start off the game recap. First quarter, BC starting off 5-6 against the 3-8 Ottawa REDBLACKS. Um, Lions win the coin toss. We start off the game with the ball as McGee takes the kickoff to BC's 41, which is immediately followed up by a first down pass from Warwick to McInnes. And I noticed the commentator said, keep an eye on Aiden Eberhart, third in the league in yards per catch. We've been
Yeah.
keeping an eye on him all season, so
Oh yeah,
felt
Ottawa's
good to hear
defense
that.
certainly did that too. Right? They
Oh,
limited him pretty well. Yeah,
uh,
I was also wanting you to start this first quarter because I had a bit of a dinner break. I did
mm,
watch past the 10-minute mark, but before that I was busy eating dinner, so I just was only glancing a little bit at the TV while I was eating. So,
oh, best quarter
anyways,
for you to miss, honestly. Um,
yeah,
spoiler alert: 3 points in the first quarter. Second and four, first drive of the game. Warwick tried to run up the middle, but was swarmed by red black jerseys, and BC are stopped, so they punt. Myers then sailed the kick out of bounds. A flag was thrown, and then Dustin Crum, starting QB, started off on Ottawa's 40. Second and 10, the pocket collapsed on Crum as he was sacked, but a flag was thrown. Illegal contact on Edwards Cooper, far away from the play, so pretty unnecessary.
that's one penalty. He's got more to
First,
come.
that's his first offense of the game. So Ottawa got a first down. I noticed Crum was looking very mobile to start the game, so you got another first down afterwards. But on the ensuing play on second and two, Standback, former Lion, he got stopped for an Ottawa punt. With 8 minutes left, BC started off the drive on their 26th as Work got sacked on second and six for a two and out. Not so fun so far. Ottawa got the ball back and immediately two and outed. So nothing really to say on that next drive.
A lot of
They
tune
punted
ups,
the
like I
ball.
said.
I know that was the story of the first quarter. They punted the
Yep,
ball to BC, who immediately got good field position on their 52. McGee didn't even do very much on that, but
didn't
that's
need
the
to.
positive from that punt. Rourke on the first play, 19-yard first down pass, first Keon Hatcher sighting of the game. And then the next play, Rourke passed to McInnes downfield, 12 yards for first down. And on the next play, three plays in a row, Rourke, he waited for an opening, ran 13 yards to Ottawa's 14. They're looking good this drive. Handed off to Butler, 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Rourke passed left towards the end zone, but it was tipped and incomplete. He was aiming for McInnes, but it was a little too high. So that
Yeah,
was a
just
drive we
stop that
felt,
offensive momentum. Yeah, that was like
yeah,
they were feeling good that one, and then I said, oh damn it, shouldn't have said that because they offense died in the red zone, right? Like, oh,
felt like a TD was coming, but no, Sean White stepped up, nailed the 18-yard field goal for
easy
3
one.
nothing lead. Red Blacks got the ball back and two and outed.
Oh
Another
yeah, I
one
was
where there
also
was
going to say that to the broadcast. Also mentioned that Ottawa only had like 1 point in the first quarter in the past 5 games.
oof,
That's
it
and it
could have been a
continues.
jinx,
So
but no, it didn't. That did continue. So BC began their ensuing drive on the 42. Started off with a Butler 5-yard rush. The mouse has died. And Rourke slung a pass 20 yards to McInnes, slipped out of his hands for another two and out. So, story of the
yeah,
first quarter.
that was the last play of the quarter, and so they Mayo punted it, and then I'll take over for the second quarter. A lot more happened in this one. Well, not a lot more, but like in terms of points, yes, we got more points out of this one. But yeah, so it's after the punt. Crum runs and converts for 26 yards, even running through a tackle for extra yards. But then Stanback is tackled for a loss of 2 on 2nd down to force them to punt. So, good run by Crum, but then it stopped after that. So thankfully, that moment. Then McGee returned the punt to the BC 29. And then on the first play of the drive, Detroit gets injured on an incompletion on first down. He did return
That
it
one didn't
again,
look good.
thankfully. Yeah.
I
Aberhart
was
only
worried for him.
manages 6 yards on a short pass to force BT to punt. Kind of on Aberhartish way to catch a ball, right? And, uh, Pimpleton returned to punt to center field after a 5 yard no yard penalty. It was kind of weird because I thought most all no yard penalties would be 15 yards, but I guess that was the rare one where the ball bounced and it was 5 yards instead. So no, not much of a penalty, but it's still important for them because
Mhm.
but yeah, because Hardy only gained 8 yards on the pass to the BC 52 for another two and out for that one, and then after the Red Blacks punted, McGee nearly bobbled a punt because it bounced off his hands, but he caught it before any Ottawa player could get to it to keep BC possessing of the ball. So that was a it could have been worse for McGee before it got like obviously way better, right? But I
Yeah.
was that was terrifying, but he remains BC ball. It was at the BC 10 though, but McInnes does make a tough catch on a high point to convert for 15 on first down. Priester gets injured for Ottawa on the fall down, but I think he would come back as well for a brief spell. Rourke converts on a short yardage run, and then McInnes is nearly well, yeah. This play, McInnes is nearly called offside. Like he went a few yards offside, and the Ottawa fans were like yelling to throw the flag. No flag was thrown, and then after they return, they double back. McInnes catches anyways and converts on second down for 35 yards. So that was a very sore point for the Ottawa fans then, right? Because McInnes could have been called offside and then immediately after that 35 yards down the field, right? Aberhart converts on a catch on second down for 13, and then Butler runs to the right side and scabbers into the end zone for the major to extend the lead to 10 to nothing. So that was a great scoring drive there, punctuated by that McInnes almost offside to a great play. Pimpleton returns the kickoff to the 47, and then Stabback catches for 9 yards and fourth down to make the easy short yardage conversion after 3 minute warning. And then there was this weird trick play that Ottawa tried on the offense, but Hardy threw a pass to Lewis and it fell incomplete on deflection. But Stabback catches and converts on the left side for 17 yards anyways. Crum is sacked on first down, but then there was a face mask penalty on Toure after
Oh,
automatic review. That was a killer
one
to
of
put
those
the
dumb
ball up to the
penalties.
never one of those on those dumb penalties, right? Although I think, and even the broadcast mentioned it, that was kind of like an unintended face mask because I think it was just like sometimes when you're in the midst of a tackle, your hands are flailing everywhere, and it just ends up getting caught in a face mask, and you end up getting a call for that anyways, right? So, but we're still the worst time to do it because that made what would be a punt from Ottawa into a 32-yard field goal for Lewis to left in the lead 10-3 because Hardy dropped like a second down pass out of CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, and then Butler once then after that field goal, Butler went for 9 yards to set up the short yardage conversion. Butler also almost fumbled the ball away because it was getting pretty stormy at this point in the game, right? Too, so he almost fumbled that, but he recovered it anyway. Then returned to the line of scrimmage. So credit to him for keeping the play going. And but Belio only managed 6 yards in a short pass with the ball being punched out of the end in the sidelines. Butler rushes through the Ottawa defense on 3rd and 2 to convert for 10. So no turn on down third. That's good. I thought they were gonna, not try that, but they did, and it worked to great effect because then worked then runs to the right side for 13 yards. Aberhart hangs onto the ball after a hard tackle for a gain of 5 and first down. Then there's another first down conversion on the left side. So, the time was ticking away in the first half, and then 3 seconds left. Then Pierce decides, okay, I'm going to send out White to kick out the field goal just to go into the half with a 13-3 lead, and they did. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's another thing. Like, we went into the game with a halftime lead as well, right? So,
13-3. Only giving up 3 points in the first half, which is pretty
mhm.
good, all things considered. Didn't expect us to give up 34 in the end, but that's how it goes. In the third quarter, Ottawa received the second half opening kickoff as Pickett ran the ball to the 37, and Crum converted on a 2nd and 7 run as he slid out of bounds while the D-line couldn't get any pressure on him. Lewis converted a 15-yard run on a first catch after spinning. Then Pimpleton was tackled for a loss of 1 on first down. Crum was sacked on second down as he fell down from pressure from Devy, forcing Leone to punt all the way to the BC6. Rourke was already in the top 3 Canadian
Yeah,
QBs all time passing
I saw
yardage.
I saw that TSN graphic. I had to put that in there. I'm like, oh, great, he's already the top 3 all-time Canadian quarterback, and I think and the top one was the 24,000 passing yards. So I think if Work has like another 5 or 10 years with the Lions, I mean, I'm not sure if he will, but I do think he could become the number one all-time Canadian quarterback in the CFL the way he's
He's
playing
got a
right
lot of
now.
years left in his career.
Yeah.
Don't know what team it's going to be for, but he could definitely hit those records. Um, big play coming
Oh
up. Corner. He
God.
intercepted McInnes, who
This
bobbled
one.
amongst, yeah. And and along with that, an illegal interference penalty, despite Buck Pierce challenging that. But then there was DPI to help out Ottawa. When they immediately scored a rushing touchdown. So that was the pick six that I was referencing.
It,
As
it, it wasn't
Stanback
a pick
scored on
six, but it was pretty close to one, right? Like I could feel it was
basically,
coming anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
it was stopped at the 6, and yeah, they just immediately scored after that. That's like, pretty much a pseudo pick six,
yeah,
in a sense. But
But,
yeah, it just
yeah,
I thought all of that was so stupid. It was, uh, I hated that. I
way it's written. Yeah, crazy. Stanback scoring the touchdown, 5 yards to lessen the
mm,
lead, the 13-10 after the extra point was scored. And Seven McGee ran the kickoff to the 43. The rain ceased, but it was still windy. So we talk about the weather a lot in Ottawa. as Butler caught and converted on a pass to the left side for 13 yards after dodging a tackle. Then Rourke threw to wide open McInnes to
Oh,
gain the 10-point unit lead with a 59-yard catch um, for a touchdown, 20 to
where,
10. Good extra
yeah,
point. What a
I mean, as much as I praised Ottawa's defense and, for that, like, where was the secondary on that, right? Like, McKinnon had all sorts of green space to operate in. Right? It was just, that was
did.
like one of the easiest touchdowns I've ever seen from score, right?
That's a touchdown that we saw him score a lot last season. So great to
Yeah.
see.
And
As Ottawa get the ball back, Pimpleton driven back by four Lions on special
yeah,
teams
I love that
coverage.
too. It's like it's just like it was covered so well on special teams, right?
Stopped at the Ottawa 38 as on the next play, he hauled a pass on the right side of the field for 9 yards to help short yardage conversion. Late flag on Ottawa, misconduct on Boyd pushed them back 15 yards as Stanback is tackled for loss of three on first down. Lions D rallies to Lewis, passing gain of only 5 yards, which forced them to punt. Then
Here we
Seven
go.
McGee
This is it.
breaks the streak. He broke the endless special team streak, the slump, as he
Yeah.
runs it all the way back to the end zone for a 93-yard touchdown, punt return touchdown to extend the lead to 27 to 10.
This was
What
in
are we
all
how are we feeling
caps.
about
Like
that?
I pinned this in our group chat, right? I
Yeah.
said before the game, but in the middle of the game, I thought, okay, McGee's gotta score a touchdown here for my birthday, right? And then he did, and then I'm like, man, I'm pinning that instantly, win or lose.
I was talking with my dad at the dinner table because we were going crazy, but we are dedicating that touchdown to you. Not till the heat death of the universe. Well, I don't think so. Not till your birthday
Not
when
till,
that
well, my
happened.
birthday will might be the start of a heat death of the universe, but well, or
Oh
maybe
boy.
like this will start the heat death of the universe right now, but only this
What a
is
moment that was. I,
God.
it made me realize, the Apple emoji for hitting the jackpot is three sevens. Seven McGee, 77. Hit the jackpot on that. Because that's how it felt, how long it took. We had to gamble and
If yeah,
oh,
we went through the entire Terry Williams era, and he didn't score one, and we were hoping that McGee would score one at some point, and he had flashes early in the season, and then he just couldn't
mhm.
do it. It was so close to one, and then finally today it happened.
It was the day.
We can no longer meme about McGee. That's just being a we can no longer meme
Seven
about our
McGee for
bad
7
special
points.
teams. Right? Yep.
Man,
Oh,
what a moment that was.
what
I
a
feel
great
happy.
we were so elated. And then obviously in the title of the video, this is why I named it From Elation to Despair. Because
With
it's all downhill
the
from here.
The Lions had a 17-point lead, three-score lead. As Ottawa gets the ball back, Pimpleton returned the kickoff to their 45 as Adiba, well,
Attaboy boy.
couldn't even get
I
that.
can say that name
Adiba
again.
Boye converted on a 12-yard catch as Goslin converted on a pass for 12 yards and Pimpleton converted on a 10-yard pass on second down. They got into the red zone as a Boboye ran for 12 yards, converting, getting into the goal range. And then Crum ran to the end zone
That
after
was
multiple missed tackles. Yeah, that was a bad one. I still
Yeah,
remember that.
that was like an instant mood deflator after we saw that punt return touchdown, right? And then Ottawa just immediately goes down the field to score. I thought
We were
that
just
was
saying at that moment, we're just like, don't do this. We
don't do
did.
this. Please
But
don't ruin this moment for us. Oh,
the extra point was no good. He hooked it, completely hooked
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um,
Lewis Ward hooked it. Yeah, no, okay, we'll take that, right? And
yeah,
when you're in the end of the third quarter, at least, so yeah, it's just like okay, it's still two possession lead at this point, but I'm still terrified. I'm still like, we can still lose this game. I in Discord because some of the Senators Discord, they were at this game and they were despairing about being down with badly, and I kept going out like, no, 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 no. This is the Benavides defense. He can absolutely choke this lead away. Don't stay in your seats. Trust me. All right.
Yep. And to
Anyways,
end off the third quarter, McGee turned the kickoff to the 35 as Butler ran up the right side of the D line on first down to convert for 13. And then on the final play of the quarter, McInnes converted a curl route pass for 11 yards to get into Ottawa territory. Fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
fourth quarter is when this is completely despair. It doesn't start out that way, but close, pretty much most of it's failed because work throws to McInnes to convert for 13 yards to get in the field goal range. Then he throws incomplete to Couture and second down to force Sean White. Like that was a really good, kick he nailed in the wind because it was a 43-yarder. And I posted the "I am the danger" gif from Walter White from Breaking Bad for that one. I have to. It's my tradition now. So that
Yeah,
extended
do
the
that for a
BC
while.
lead. That extended the BC lead to 30-16. Crum nearly
Hmm.
gets picked off and then on the ensuing drive, and then Pimpleton catches for 8 yards to Ben. Like minorly offsetting penalties was more in favor of Ottawa than BC because BC got I think the worst of it. So Ottawa went up 5 yards and a first down for that. Ben Addison had all sorts of green field, just like the McInnes one, but it was only for 30 yards instead of a touchdown. But that was a conversion. Addison only manages 3 yards in a second down pass to force Ward to make up for that missed extra point to score that 34-yard field goal to shorten the lead to 30-19. We're just sweating a little bit now. It's just
Ah.
we're scoring points and we're not. What gives? Right. Um Bailey Hill fails to catch a wide open in the slot on second down. Oh, that was another point of frustration there too, right? For 2 and out. Um, yeah, Pimpleton returns the punt to the Ottawa 40. Hardy catches in the slot and converts for 20 yards, and then stand back then one thing converts on the right side for 13. Ottawa converts on first down on short yardage. Think of, oh yeah, bully you. I'm angry at him for this one too. Right, it was an unnecessary roughness penalty on first down. It was short yardage too, so I had no reason to give him like 15 more yards for an easy one, right? For an easy conversion, right? And then, yeah, Crum won it in the end zone pretty easily on the run around to shorten the lead to 30-27 because they had to do the 2-point combo. And that was successful too. I believe that was a pass to Butler, I believe, but I don't really remember. Uh, but yeah, anyways, yeah, now it's down to a 3-point lead. And now we're in like full on panic mode right now. I'm going like, oh God, they're
Yeah.
absolutely going to blow this now, right? I went from like they could blow this to now I'm like, yeah, they're gonna blow this and right now. Uh BC did like extend the lead a little bit with a Sean White field goal because Ottawa did what's called for a face mask on the ensuing drive out after work is tackled on a ball standoff to go up 15 yards. But yeah, it was like in the field goal range that they got that face mask call. So yeah, it made it a little easier for White to nail that 38-yard field goal. So it was extending the lead to 33-27, and it's not enough. I'm like, you gotta score a touchdown, Bill, right? To like really put the wind down the sails of the team. And
Yeah.
that was that's unfortunately that's the extent of BC scoring because from here on out, Ottawa does well on the next drive. They make a great after Carter made like a great defensive bat down by knocking the ball out of Hardy's grip, and then Hardy took revenge on Carter to catch and convert on 2nd and 10 for 30 yards. And then on second down after the 3-minute warning, Clemens sacked and nearly fumbled it away, but recovers for a loss of 10. McGee then returned the punt to the BC 19, and then like another dumb penalty on the offense this time because they're called for misconduct penalty after the play to force 2nd and 24. BC just barely is able to bleed the clock because Archer only got 15 yards to get the 2-and-out. Ottawa takes their last time out prior to the punt as Pimpleton returns the punt to the 52 on Ottawa's side. Crum is sacked on a massive blitz on first. Like there was like a massive D
That
lineman
was.
going after him. That was a good sack there, but that was like on a blitz. Like it's really hard to defend that unless you have like a screencast set up for that moment, right? And just Crum couldn't get out of it. And then yeah, there was a sack there, and then Pimpleton's body language after an incompletion. Oh no, he caught it, and it was the first down, but Pimpleton has called for like a blindside block to put him back 15 yards, and then yeah, so down it was like impossible for Clem to get out of that. So it was a turnover on down for that. And normal teams should be winning games when they have like, it was less than 2 minutes to go. And you got the turnover on downs, and like, okay, gotta have like two more first downs and maybe score a field goal and this game's over. Right? No, because all the offense did was two runs. They played it conservative, right? Couldn't get a first down. And then Sean White, I mean, good as he was in this game, he just missed at the worst possible time in this one because it was a missed field goal from 42 yards out, and Pimpleton returns the missed field goal ball to the 48. And then on top of that, an unnecessary roughness penalty to get them even further into our territory now.
That's what we're saying with these
Why?
unnecessary penalties. The
Uh,
manner that it's been happening in.
and at that point, I'm like, just get it over with, Ottawa. You're gonna win this one anyways. And yeah, because Crumb guns the ball like immediately on the first play of the drive. Like, Crumb guns it to Pimpleton to get to the BC 10. That's like a 50-yard play though, and I'm done. I'm just like, get it over with, and then Crumb throws the
It
game
was
leading,
over, yeah.
like the game, pretty much the game winning touchdown to Lewis to take the first lead of the game with 17 seconds left, and then McGee was only able to manage to return it to the 42. No Montreal ending this time. Just like Wout gets picked off with 6 seconds left. Well, yeah, gets picked off at the very end of the game, and I'm like, yeah, that's just completes like probably one of the worst. And we've seen that Hamilton choke. This was even worse
It
because
was. I think
uh,
this was bad.
they keep outdoing themselves with these losses, right? It's so bad. And yeah, and then yeah, I put you, the BC Lions turned an amazing, memorable. It could have been like one of my favorite wins because of the punt return touchdown alone, right?
Mm.
It was like it could have been like an amazing, memorable game. Like our season would have been, a little more saved, but the game turned into a horror show as they once again collapsed a winnable game to an Eastern Conference team because they fell to 34-33, and they fell to 5-7 on the season. And I put at the crossover looks like increasingly precarious, even more precarious than it already is because Ottawa wins, so they set up like the most pivotal game for both teams now. Like this was a pivotal game for both teams. Like the one next week is like absolutely like 100% guaranteed. Like I've run out of words to describe like how how important this next game is, right? Because like already this was huge for Ottawa. If they beat us again, season's over.
Yeah. Pretty much is. We're willing them back into a playoff position,
Yeah,
and we are roping ourselves out of one.
we're
It's
just
just,
like
it's
tumbling out of it so
comedic.
much. Yeah,
I've never been this
and
frustrated during an episode, to be honest. I noticed during the stats and just the gut check, I was just completely like my head hurts.
yeah, yeah. It might have been because of the smoke outside too, but yeah,
It could be.
I'm sweating.
Uh,
I'm
Please
sweating like
get out of the way. Hope that
yeah,
clears before Sunday. Yeah. But oh God.
yeah. Just everything is making good mad. Like even the wins that our NFL teams had, like they were
Hmm.
filled with
Good.
moments of frustration. Right? I'm
We
like,
could have had
can
the winningest of weekends, and that just
man, I'm half expecting the Lions Packers game to be the same way with this tight as well, right?
yeah.
Because I cannot have a relaxing win, or I can't have like well, it's got to be a soul crushing loss or a very white knuckly win, right? It can't be. can't be a nice, relaxing one, right? But anyways, yeah,
Oh,
it's just
it always got to be one of these collapses, and that's been a recurring
mm,
trend this year, unfortunately. Like, why did this have to happen? Where do we go from here?
yeah, it's just. I mean, the only way we can go from here is like hope we can get revenge on them when they come home and we get to see them in person. But I mean,
Good
after
luck
this
there.
loss and the last time we were in person for a game, they lost that one pretty badly to Saskatchewan too. So yeah, I am very much prepared. Like if Ottawa takes a big lead into and BC plays against us, I am very much prepared to start a fire Benavides chant.
Hmm.
Uh, this
I would
was
join you
just
if I was there.
yeah, this is just like and yeah, I'll record the game. I'll watch it back, win or lose, and I'll do that. But yeah, all of our September games will be Friday, and I think yeah, this game, the next game against Ottawa, that's going to be a late game for us. I think it's at the 7:31 now, so we're getting into the part of the
That'll
schedule
be a
where
Saturday recording.
yeah, that'll be automatically a Saturday recording, right? Pretty much. Uh, yeah, I think yeah, most of our episodes are going to be recorded like the day. Well, it'll be recorded tomorrow, like after the game, the day after, and then after that it'll be uploaded. So it'll be like you'll have to wait 2 days for episodes. So uh, usually how it goes. I mean, um, so yeah, it's just yeah, we've ran
It's a
out
tough
of
state of affairs.
we ran out of superlatives. We ran out of just ways to convey our absolute despair about this loss. And
I think the
yeah,
disappointment can be felt in my voice, or it's in my head right now because I feel mad.
feel mad. And again, like it went from having like a great birthday gift in that punt return touchdown, and then it turned into coal from that you get in your stocking from Christmas. Right?
Yeah,
It's
it
man,
hurts.
that hurts. Like yeah, yeah, again, this is yeah, it's about an hour until September 6th. So I'm literally like living the last hour of my 20s despairing about this
Fitting.
last thing. It's just,
Is it fitting?
uh,
Oh, I'd hate to say it.
and I went into my 20s because I did look up, okay, like September 2020, oh no, September 15th, 2015. I was going into my 20s and at that time, and I took a screen cap and I sent it to you. Like most of the games in that block, except for the win against Montreal before my birthday, like most of those games were losses. So basically, yeah, I'm going into my 20s, the Lions are losing, and I'm going into my 30s, and the Lions are losing, so nothing changes.
Man,
Uh,
I'm gonna go into my
mhm.
20s. They're gonna be losing next year.
Well,
Although,
hopefully they're going
yeah,
to be
that's
winning
just
more, but
hopefully because this is just the negative energy I have going right now.
yeah,
It's been a
both of
trend.
us are very negative, and I'm pretty sure JS would feel too, he'd just be very
Oh
negative
boy,
about too.
right.
Uh, God, yeah. Well, all three of us are probably going to be back for next week's episode, but yeah, this time it's just us two just suffering, and then JF doesn't have to watch it. But next week,
Lucky him.
both of us will. Well, I'll be in person, and then yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That's pretty much going to be it for us for today's episode. Yeah,
we
it's
thank you
just
guys for tuning in, watching us rage and let our
rage.
frustrations out.
Yeah, and this was on short notice too. I was hoping that it would be all three of us today, but we had a choice between either we record today or wait until tomorrow, and depending on the
Mm,
result as well. Because I said like if it was going to be a blowout win or loss, then we'll keep it for. If it was a blowout win, it would be like okay, we'll save it for tomorrow because good vibes for my birthday, right? And then
nope.
no
And
bad
that just
vibes,
happened. Yeah.
bad vibes for today. But I'm gonna try and enjoy my birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna get my free drink from Starbucks and get some. get some more
Well, he
gifts,
deserves to
and
enjoy it.
yeah, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be going into a new chapter in my life. Uh,
Crazy, right?
yeah, it's gonna
Hope
feel weird.
we
Um,
hope we get some wins in your 30s.
yeah,
Hopefully some
more,
trophies.
yeah. Well, I already have a World Series trophy from the Cubs, and yeah, then two Super Bowls from the Eagles. Decent ones here and there from the Canucks and Sens, and yeah, and
Moral
of course,
victories.
yeah, and the Lions, and yeah, and then the Orioles. Well, Orioles and Lions, like the Orange teams, they're up and down, and yeah. So I guess overall for my 20th, there were pretty good years and some, but most of it was just like really crap.
Yeah.
In terms of sports watching, I mean, in terms of my personal life, I've had an up and down, decade as well, but that's because of outside forces mostly, right? Uh, yeah, but anyways, that long diatribe aside, yeah,
Yeah.
we hope to see you again next Friday, and I hope that I'm going to be coming home happier than what we're seeing today. But uh,
We
so
will
yeah, you
see you
can
guys.
yeah, you can reach us at our
Socials.
socials. Yeah, our socials are in the description. Our Instagram, our X and Twitter account, and our Blue Sky accounts are in the description. And you can like, comment, and subscribe to us for episodes pretty much every week during the CFL season. And yeah, and in terms of long form messages you want to send us, go ahead and drop us an email at Gmail account at section214@gmail.com. So that's the SECTIONFOURTEEN@gmail.com. And yeah, uh, I'm we'll see you next Friday. Bye bye.
See you next time.